What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. We are going to break down what is going on in the charts. Bitcoin hitting a new all-time high of $77,000. We are seeing a little bit of a cool off right now, but Bitcoin is around $76,000. Ethereum over $3,000. Solana hit 200, and let's take a look at the charts. Okay, let's flip to the weekly. We did have this breakout where I was talking about these levels of resistance that we needed to get through. We broke out of the channel. We broke out of the horizontal resistance and the downward sloping resistance. Came back in to retest those levels on lower term time frames. Even the daily came out of this area back into it to retest it and moved higher. So what I was saying back here is kind of what we're looking at now, where I was saying on like the 6 hour is that we're setting up for a pump outside of these areas for a potential breakout, and we got it. So when we got up here, I was kind of saying, look, we need to look at these lower term time frames like the 6 hour to see what happens. And we got that retracement back into this area to move higher again. So that's kind of where we're at now. We're looking at the oscillator down here for indications that this could continue. Money flow remaining thick, momentum remaining thick, and RSI remaining strong. Okay, so if we do potentially get a retrace here, we're looking for the retrace to remain shallow. Okay, 73,000, 72,000, something like that would be ideal. That would be an ideal setup. Not saying that that's how things are going to play out, but it would be nice if we got this pump here and any kind of retrace, any kind of cool off here remains shallow. Okay, we're looking for the indicator to back up any kind of price action that's going on up here. So if the retrace, if we do get a retrace at all, I'm not saying that we could just continue pumping from here. We could go straight to 100,000. I don't know. But if we do cool off here and we start to see, something like what was happening over here where, momentum started going below the zero line, money flow started to decrease, all that kind of stuff, we want the price action to remain shallow, a retrace to remain shallow. Okay, so once we see the retrace remaining shallow, we can start to look for indications that this might be turning around a little bit. Like here, we saw that we're kind of hitting support or whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter. We were looking at the indicator down here. The VWAP was starting to creep up and look very nice here. Momentum was starting to curl. RSI starting to get stronger and everything. Money flow starting to get thick. All that stuff started to happen on these lower term time frames to indicate that this was not a false breakout and that the pump would continue. So stay vigilant on these lower term time frames. 6 hour I like to look at a lot for these, like I'm looking at short term moves. I like to start with the 6 hour, then work my way down 1 hour, 30 minute, 3 minute, whatever. But if I'm looking for a longer term position, obviously I'm looking at the weekly, the daily, things like that. Anyway, pay attention to the lower term time frames. We did get that pump to the all-time high. I think everyone is super pumped that we could potentially see that 100K Bitcoin by the end of the year. We'll see. I don't know what's going to happen, but it does look good. The charts do look super bullish for now.